Hello and welcome. In this second video of development, I have uploaded the first video in which I discussed about the meaning of the development and the related concepts like the per capita income and the limitations of the per capita income, the average income we discussed in our first video. In this video, we are going to discuss about the next topics of the chapter. So public facilities, what is the meaning of the public facility? It means those facilities which are provided by the government either at the free of cost or at the low cost. So these facilities are extremely important for the welfare of the people. Without these facilities, it is very difficult for the poor people to develop themselves. So these facilities are free education, free health and the public transport. These are the basic facilities which are provided by the welfare state for the development of its people. So these are the basic free facilities which are free education, free health and the free food facilities. So these are called the public facilities because it is provided by the government itself for the welfare of the people. So how the food facilities are distributed among the poor? It happens by the public distribution system. It is the system by which the government provide the basic requirement like food and the other eatable items among the poor people. It is the responsibility of the government to identify the number of the poor people in the country and to provide the free eatable items which are the basic necessity or requirement for the survival of the poor people. So under the PDS system, the government of India distributes the eatable item or the food crops at the lower cost so that even the poor people can also get the advantage and they can also survive. So PDF system is a food security system established by the government of India to provide essential items like rice, wheat, sugar and kerosene at the lower prices, at the lower prices. So these people are called the BPL. It means the below poverty line. The BPL people, it is particularly for the BPL people. Under this plan, the BPL people can even get the rice, wheat and the other essential items at either 1 or 2 rupees per kg. So it happens by the fair price shops, the fair price shops, FPS. It is also called the FPS in the short form. Under the fair price shop, which is in the common language called the ration shops. So with the help of the ration shops, these eatable and crop items are distributed among the poor people under the public distribution system. So I hope that this concept is clear for everyone. So let's move to our next area. So it is a table of 1.5. Under this table you can identify the literacy rate among the poor population in Uttar Pradesh. Among the male people, the rate of literacy is 52% and among the female it is 19% only. The literacy rate for children in the age group 10 to 14 years, it is 68 years, it is 68% and the 39%. And another one, you can also see the percentage of the rural children aged 10 to 14 attending the school. How many children are actually attending the school? It is 64% only, and among the female it is more or less, only 31% of the girls are attending the schools. So I hope that this table is clear for everyone. Next is a Human Development Report. It is a report which is published by the UNDP. UNDP means United Nations Development Plan. So under this plan, it is a plan under which the Human Development Report is published. It is also called as the HDI, Human Development Index. Human Development Index. It is the ranking on the world basis. It is a ranking among different countries of the world on the basis of educational development, health, and the per capita income. Under this plan, under the Human Development Report, these are the three criteria which is taken into account. But under the World Bank report, we have seen that the World Bank takes only per capita income as a criteria for comparison among different countries of the world. But the UNDP takes the three criteria. It is the educational development, the educational level of the people, their health status, and the per capita income. These are the three most important criteria which is taken by the UNDP, United Nations Development Plan, to identify the categorization among different countries of the world. So in this area, different type of questions can come. What is Human Development Report, or what is Human Development Index? What is the rank of India? We will discuss the rank of India in the Human Development Index. It is the Human Development Index is published by whom? Then UNDP. So let's understand the Human Development Report. It is a picture of the Human Development Report, the recent one of 2019. Under the 2019, India is located at 129th out of 189 countries in 2019. The European country Norway is at the first rank. Along with the Norway, the Belgium, the Germany, the Switzerland is also located at the third and the fourth rank respectively. So Norway is located at the first rank of Human Development Index, and India is located at 129th rank out of 189 countries according to the latest report of Human Development Index. Human Development Index means the ranking published in the Human Development Report. It is reached, REACHED. It is reached. It is not inched. It is reached. So I hope it is clear for everyone. So what is the meaning of the Human Development Report or Human Development Index? The Human Development Report is published by the UNDP, in which it takes the three criteria, that means educational level, health, and the per capita income. You have to write only this as the answer if this kind of question appears in the board exam. So let's move ahead. So it is a table. It is a table in which different countries, 6 countries are identified on the basis of their per capita income, life expectancy, literacy rate, the gross enrollment ratio, and the HDI, the Human Development Index. So I hope that you can remember the per capita income, the life expectancy, that means how much, what is the life of the people in the country, that is called the life expectancy at birth. Literacy rate, if it is higher one, it is much better. If the literacy rate is lower, then it is a bad one. Gross enrollment ratio, it means how many people are getting enrolled at the primary school or at the secondary school. The SDI, recently we have discussed the Human Development Index. So the per capita income, it should be higher. It should be higher. So if you look at the Sri Lanka, the per capita income in the Sri Lanka is higher even than the India. India is also lagging behind than Sri Lanka in the area of the per capita income because of the huge population. The life expectancy, in the life expectancy also Sri Lanka is the highest one. You can also view about the Pakistan. The Pakistan is 63, the life expectancy. The literacy rate, in the area of the literacy rate also, Sri Lanka is much ahead than India. In the area of literacy rate, it is 91 and India is just 61. Gross enrollment ratio, it is also higher. The Sri Lanka is again higher than India. Here it is 69 and India has only 60. HDI, the Human Development Index, it is also higher. It is 93 and India is again lagging behind. The 126. It has again slipped. It is a report of 2004 and recently I have given you the report of 2019. Again it has slipped in 129. 129 recently we have seen. It is 129. Again it has went downwards. So this is all about the picture, the table. I hope that the table is clear for everyone. Now let's try to understand the difference between the Human Development Report and the World Development Report. In our last video we have discussed that the World Development Report is published by the World Bank. It is published by the World Bank. In this World Development Report, the World Bank takes the per capita income as the only criteria for making classification among different countries of the world. But the Human Development Report, it is also called the report, the ranking is called the HDI, the Human Development Index. So under the Human Development Report, there are three main criteria which is taken into account. It is the educational level, the health and the per capita income. So under the Human Development Index, three criteria are taken into account, and under the World Development Report only one criteria is taken into account. The World Development Report is published by World Bank and the Human Development Report is published by UNDP, United Nations Development Plan. So let's try to understand the other important differences between the two. So this notion implies only good quality life. So all these three together improve the quality of the life of the people. Only per capita income will not improve the quality of the people. The health and the education is also very important one. So the first difference, it stresses on the rise in the per capita income and the group economy. It stresses on the per capita income only, but the Human Development Index or the Human Development Report emphasizes upon the good quality life. Its parameters are good education, health facilities and the per capita income. So these are the three parameters, but it takes into account only the qualitative aspect of the development, that is the per capita income. The third one, it includes the literacy rate, life expectancy, infant mortality rates, etc. to determine the status of the development of the particular region of all the country. So these are some additional criteria which is also taken into account by the UNDP in making classification of the different countries of the world. But here only per capita income or the GDP. So the GDP means the income of the country, the gross development product. Sorry, the gross domestic product. It means the value of the goods and services produced within the country. And the per capita income means the earning by every individual. So these are the basic differences between the Human Development Report and the World Bank. I hope that these differences are clear for everyone. It is an important one. This question has appeared many times in the board exams. Body mass index. Under the body mass index, we try to assess whether a person is a healthy one, or he is undernourishment, or he is extra weight, the ideal weight, or underweight. So it is a measure, it is a technique to measure the nourishment or overnourishment among the people, the body mass index. Sustainable development. What is the meaning of the sustainable development? The sustainable development came in the Earth Summit. it mainly became important one after the Earth Summit. So the sustainable development refers to the it refers to the cautious use of the natural resources, because the natural resources are never unlimited. So sustainable development emphasizes on the uh, cautious use of the energy resources without compromising the future generation. The use of the sustainability is an important one for the development, because if the natural resources are not used carefully, it may not be available for the future generation. It means that to meet the requirement of the present generation without compromising the future generation. If the sustainable development is not there, if the uncontrolled exploitation of the resources continues, it may also have bad impact upon the health of the earth. It may also lead to the earthquake or any other natural calamity, and that is why majority of the people put emphasis upon the sustainable development without compromising. It means the careful exploitation of the resources without compromising the interest of our future generation. So I hope that the sustainable development is clear for everyone. We have understood the sustainable development even in our geography in the first chapter, resource and development. So sustainable development emphasizes upon the careful use of the energy resources, because the energy resources are limited one, without compromising the interest of our future generation. Now in this picture you can see the groundwater level in India. In the present time, the water level in India is again going down. If it is seen the underwater, the lowering of the water level is mainly seen in the summer season. In the summer season there is water scarcity, in which even the tanks and the wells are dried out, and there is a huge scarcity of the water in majority of the parts of India, and it is a frequent problem nowadays. So here is a question: why groundwater is overused, and can there be a development without the overuse? So if we try to understand what are the reasons for the water level is going down into the earth, so there are various reasons. If we try to understand in a precise manner, the first and most important reason is the deforestation, because the trees are important one which maintain the water level in the earth. They hold the water level and they try to maintain the water level under the earth. So the deforestation, that means cutting of the tree, is also an important criteria why the water level is going down day by day. So the next one is the increase of the industries, because industries require lots of water. To cool down the machines, we require large amount of the water. So water is being overused. Because of the overuse of the water, it is also going down day by day. The third one is the overexploitation. Along with the overexploitation, the water level is also going down. Overpopulation. The population is increasing of India day by day. Because of the increase of the population, the requirement of the water is also increasing, and it is leading to the overexploitation of the water. So because of the overexploitation of the water level in the summer season particularly goes down. And the fourth and the last one is the urbanization. Because of the urbanization, the houses are being built up which require little scope for the water to go under the soil. It means that the earth is taking more time to recycle the water. So these are the few important causes why there is overuse of the water and why the water level is going down under the earth day by day. and that is why the water scarcity is seen in the present time India. So I hope that this concept is clear for everyone. So let's move now. Exhaustion for the natural resources. Our natural resources is a limited one. The crude oil is a limited one. It is particularly seen in the Gulf countries. In India, the crude oil is highly scarce. There is a great scarcity of the crude oil, and that is why the whole world is seeking for the alternative source of the energy. So in the Middle East, majority of the oil reserve is found in the Middle East only. Majority of the oil reserves are located in the Middle Eastern countries only. So I hope that this table is clear for everyone, this example. So thank you for being with us and watching the video. I hope that the chapter of development is clear for everyone, so you can go ahead with the exercises. Thank you.